together
Maybe I'll move over.
and keeping them in communities. Sorry. So I'm not prepared to say anything, but luckily we have a lot of people who are. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you a woman who will make protesting on the street in front of this building memory. Mikie Sherrill.
Mikie.
Well, I think this is wonderful that so many people are out here today. You know, I've woken up for weeks now with a heavy heart, because I know that in this country, that for me, has always stood for the ideals of democracy and justice and human dignity. That somewhere in this country, children are separated from their moms and from their dads, and they're scared. And I just celebrated Father's Day with my own family. And as I was there with my family and we were together, I couldn't help think about how so many families were being ripped apart. And you know, sometimes I have trouble sleeping lately, because I'm thinking, how are they going to reunite these families when it seems like they don't even know where some of the children are now?
No. And they don't even speak or don't speak English.
And at the heart of all this for me has been the constant question, what can I do? Because we're in a democracy, and we, all of us, are responsible for our government. So I've always asked that question. From as far back as I can remember, when the Soviet Union was taking over the world, I joined the Navy. When our country was using torture as an interrogation technique and putting people in prison without a trial, I went to law school. And when I saw that I needed to do more to promote justice, I joined the U.S. Attorney's Office. And now, when I see people not being protected by our laws, I've decided to run for Congress. Because let's be very clear about what's happening. This decision to separate families is a decision made in Washington, and a decision to inflict cruelty on children. And it does nothing to secure our borders. It's a decision that is contrary to every single thing this country stands for. It is a decision that is contrary to every single moral code that we live by. And so in signing an executive order, we know that's not enough. Congress still has not enacted a bill. We need to demand that our leaders govern, and if they're not going to govern, we're going to replace them. So that's why I need your support. Because the trajectory of this country is not going to change unless and until we change it. And so that's why I'm asking all of you to join me. So knock on doors, sign postcards, make phone calls. But at the end of the day, and by all means necessary, by every means necessary, vote. Show up at the polls, bring your kids, bring your parents, bring your friends, bring your loved ones. Because we are going to change the future of this country. We are going to enact legislation that's going to move this country forward and that's going to invest in this country. And so we can proudly stand and say, I'm from the United States of America, and we stand for democracy, and we stand for justice, and we stand for human rights. Thank you all so much for having me here today.